what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the movie The Grudge. Now this is a supernatural horror film which is a reboot of the Grudge film series. Now you can actually look at it like it's a complete reboot, but this is actually connected to the 2004 remake. As you guys can see, I have it right here, and I always have been a fan of this particular version. Now I still haven't seen any of the actual Ju-on films, like the Asian ones, that these were actually based on. But I did see this one, and I saw part 2, but I never got to see part 3, But I've always been like a fan of this one. I really did like the first Grudge film, But this new film right here is actually considered like a side sequel. It's not like it's like kind of like a prequel, and it kind of is like a present day too. Well, not really present day. I don't want to get into it too much because it kind of spoils, But it is like a side sequel. It is actually connected to the 2004 film, which starred like Sarah Michelle, which starred her in it, So yeah, this particular film is basically just dealing with like this like police detective. Her husband has just passed away of cancer, and he's been passed away for I think 3 months, So it's just her living with her son, And her name is Modon. I think that's how you pronounce it. She's played by Andrea Riseborough. I think that's how you pronounce it. But she's like a detective, and she also has a son known as Burke, and he's played by John J. Hanson. Now the two of them are living together, so she actually has to deal with taking care of him and still actually the pressure and the pain of losing her husband, to cancer, But it turns out she stumbles across this case that's kind of connected to this woman dying, and she actually comes across this new her partner that she actually joins up with, because she actually leaves the town that she was living in and travels to another city where she takes on more work as a detective, and she is partnered with a new cop, a new detective. And it turns out there's a connection to this case that when she actually digs into it, it's kind of like supernatural elements into it, almost like a ghost type story, So yeah, I ain't gonna get into it too much. And the guy that she partners with is actually known as Goodman, Detective Goodman, and he's played by I think Damien Bitcher, I think that's how you pronounce it. But he's the one who actually knew about this past case, that's connected to the current events that's going on in the film, So it turns out there was this house, and of course, if you actually go inside the house where there's a particular evil incident happening, especially the Grudge itself is there, you actually be take a hold of you, and you can go anywhere, and you all constantly be seeing ghosts and spirits and stuff like evil things, trying to kill you and so on, So apparently that does happen to Detective Bolden, and she actually ends up taking it back home to her son, and then she be seeing ghosts and all that kind of stuff like that, and she be about to shoot him and all that kind of stuff. And so it's kind of used, kind of connected, kind of similar to the other ones, But what I felt kind of threw this one off is it felt like it was kind of all over the place, It's it would be in the present, in 2000. I mean, I could be in the past, 2004. Then jump to 2006, and then it'll just leave it there. It's it just leave it there. You gotta It's kind of hard to explain, but I don't want to get into it because, like I said, it's spoiler territory. Also, other characters that kind of stand out in the film too as well. You have Frankie Faison as William Madison. You have William Sadler as Detective Wilson. Now their characters are kind of connected too as well. But them are two actors that I kind of recognize, that are in the film. John Cho as Peter Spencer. Now his definitely stands out too as well, because he's the one that's kind of like when it started in 2004, But the actual connection to the 2004 film is being the idea that, but I don't want to go into it, that the curse itself is actually blown from over there into America, to here, So, but it was okay, This was directed by Nicholas Pesky. I think that's how you pronounce it. But you do have Sam Raimi back on board as producer too as well. Now there were a couple of tense moments. It seemed like there's a lot of humor in the film too as well, But I thought it was just okay, It wasn't good as the original or anything like that, So I'm just gonna be giving the Grudge. I'm giving this a C, and I guess I recommend for fans of the previous Grudge films, I think you probably kind of enjoy it, to that extent, if you like those, you probably like this one, but I'm just giving The Grudge a C, and that's my review. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.